In this video, we're going to compare the Cosori 6-tray dehydrator to the 5-tray dehydrator. Now, at first glance, you might think, well, the small one is way smaller. This one's going to be a lot better for most people. But when I got the small one, I just noticed that it filled up with food really quickly. It's really fun to dehydrate stuff, and if you want to make a lot of snacks, everything that you make kind of shrinks down, so you're going to want a lot of whatever food you're trying to make, whether you're making jerky or if you're drying fruits or vegetables. This is a lot of fun to use. So after I got the small one, I decided to get the large one as well, just to compare the size of them and see which one I like better. And what I noticed about the large one is the trays are significantly larger than the small one, and you also get 6 trays versus the 5 you get with the small one, so you're able to fit way more in the large one. The main difference in terms of controls is the large one is all manual, so you can change the temperature and the time that you're cooking, which is really easy to figure out what you need to do either by searching online for recipes, or they also give you recipe books and an instruction manual that tells you the typical time ranges and temperatures that you need to use. The small one does have a couple presets on the front of them, but this one has 5 small trays, this one has 6 large trays. If you look at them side by side, the large one is significantly larger than the small one. But once you get one, the size difference is pretty negligible in my opinion. When I first got the small one, I thought it took up a decent amount of space on its own. So after having the small one and the large one, the space difference on the large one really doesn't bother me that much. The reason I would really pick the large one is because if you're already storing it, you're already running it all day long, because it takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to make a lot of things on this. You're definitely going to want to make a lot at one time so that you can take advantage of the time that you're spending dehydrating. The volume of them is pretty similar as well. I actually thought the large one was a little bit quieter than the small one. Also, one other difference, the small one goes up to 176 degrees, the large one goes up to 165, which for most things 165 is just fine for dehydrating. My recommendation is check the dimensions of both of these and your space where you're going to store them, but for most people I would recommend just go with the large one, because you're not going to regret the extra space that you're able to have at your disposal whenever you're dehydrating. This one gives you about 6.5 square foot of cooking space, and this one gives you about 3.1 square foot of cooking space. So you're going to be able to dehydrate basically double in the large one over the small one. So overall, I would recommend most people just get the large one and have more ability to cook.